In April's Interview of the Month, Jeremy Robbins, Executive Director for the Partnership for a New American Economy, discusses how his organization plays a vital role in the fight for the immigration reform that would benefit our economy, and how AILA members can get involved.
I run an organization called the Partnership for a New American Economy, which is a coalition of more than 500 CEOs and mayors from all across the country who try and make the economic case for why we need smarter immigration laws. We were founded by Michael Bloomberg and Rupert Murdoch about 5 years ago in 2010. And the premise was not just that our immigration system is broken, but just that the debate around it's broken. That you had on one side of the debate, on the left, you had people talking about families and human rights. On the right, you had people talking about national security and law and order and amnesty. And all of those were important conversations, but people were essentially talking past each other. And that if you actually wanted to find a productive middle ground where people could agree, you had to get people talking about about the economy, which is essentially how people like Michael Bloomberg and Rupert Murdoch saw the issue of immigration. They saw it as an issue about talent, about who we let into our workforce, about how we compete, how we grow in an increasingly global economy. And so we do three primary things. We do a huge amount of research as one of our biggest buckets, trying to make the economic case, trying to understand from all parts of the economy, what role does immigration play? Are immigrants displacing American workers, or are they playing a complementary role? Where do we have shortages? How can we think about maximizing growth and making sure that we have a flexible and diverse workforce? And so we do a huge amount of research. We've looked at entrepreneurs, we've looked at the health sector, we've looked at manufacturing, we've looked at housing, we've looked at agriculture, we've looked at tourism, we've looked at sectors all over the economy to try and show to arm policymakers and people in the press with the facts they would need to have an economic discussion about immigration. Second biggest arm is we do organizing. So we do, not just in DC, but all around the country, trying to get people out having this discussion, both in terms of in the media, through op-eds, through editorial board briefings, through events, through meetings with members, trying to start a discussion that is less emotionally charged but is about the economy, thinking about, do we need workers, and what would a smarter immigration system that privileged the economy look like? And then the third thing is we take it all to DC. And so we sort of bring members, and we're here all the time meeting with members of Congress to really frame the debate and try and move immigration reform along. So I think the most important thing we can do as an organization is to try and change the tenor of a debate. And so our members are constantly active. They're placing op-eds, they are holding events, they are meeting with members, and they're contributing stories. I mean, the truth of the matter is that our research arm puts out very, very strong data, and data is hugely important. Understanding where shortages are, understanding what kind of economic growth we could have through smarter immigration laws. We need that, and it's important, but the truth of the matter is that data alone doesn't get you, doesn't persuade members of Congress, and doesn't persuade the American public. That what we need to have along with the data are really good stories, and those come often from our members. Stories about the division they couldn't start because they couldn't get the right worker, or about the way they were able to grow when they could. And so our members are very active in trying to be the face of this debate. So the debate isn't just about border security, and which is hugely important, but that has overwhelmed the entire debate. Undocumented immigration, border security, which are two things which are hugely important issues to deal with, have become the debate in a way that our members, I think, have helped to frame it and to understand that if you want border security, it's not just about building a fence. You need to have a system that makes sense, where you crack down on problem employers, but you also create avenues for the workers that we need to come here. Well, we have been very, very fortunate to partner with AILA since we started. And I think AILA, both from a legal capacity view and helping us think through what the legal solutions would be and better understand the problems, has been fundamentally important. And so when we go and talk to the White House, or we go and talk to Congress, having AILA members there to explain the situation is first and foremost has been great. And our field operations, we've been in over 30 states around the country, and so to the extent that there are AILA members who want to speak out and want to help tell this story, that's something we're thrilled to work with. We can set up events, we can set up editorial board briefings, we can help draft op-eds and place op-eds, we can set up meetings with members of Congress. I think first and foremost, if people want to get engaged, we can do a lot of the back end work to make that possible. The second, I think, in some ways much more important, is helping us find the stories. Your clients are the people who are experiencing this firsthand, and so one of the ways that we've partnered with AILA and AILA members for years is helping us. If we want to tell the story of entrepreneurs, it's not enough to say, well, 28% of businesses in the United States were founded by immigrants in 2011. That's a really important fact, but who are those businesses, where are they, and how do we tell that story? And that's where AILA members and their clients have been hugely helpful in putting a face on it all. And so those are things. Right now we're running a digital campaign. It's going to be, the hashtag is LetPJStay. It's going to be letpjstay.com, built around the story of PJ Corbett, a European entrepreneur who came to this country, started a business, raised money, hired American workers, graduated from Stanford Business School, applied for an H-1B, didn't win the lottery. He's applying again on April 1st. If he doesn't win, he's going to have to leave and take his company with him. And so to make that the face of the story, we're running a digital campaign to tell his story and the ones of all others, and to push out the data to explain what the costs of our broken immigration system are for entrepreneurs like PJ. And so AILA members who have stories of entrepreneurs who are facing this situation, those are stories that we want to tell, and I think the Let PJ Stay campaign will be a good way to do that.